Congratulations on this, guys. Explain to me your relationship on the show. What can you tell me? What can you not tell me?
We've been doing this. We feel so bad.
We can't.
We really can't say anything. We meet in the first episode.
We meet in the first episode.
I ask for your favourite.
You ask for my favourite.
And you give it to me.
And then I give it to you.
And you throw it down.
And I throw it. It's cute. It's like a little meet cute.
It's a meet cute.
I think that people will be rooting for our help.
We hope.
That's it.
You hope so. I'm sure they will, even just in the little bit that I saw.
I think so.
There's a little something there,
A
right?
little some. She's only like 14 at that point,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
We don't condone that.
Creep.
I know it is that world though. It's not me. I wouldn't.
No, I mean I wouldn't.
You,
No.
Although I did say there was a scene that you had with Matt Smith at the beginning. Which,
Yeah.
It seems like Rhaenyra and Damon have attention.
There's attention.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And knowing the family history from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's a little incestuous. Is there a romantic tension between Rhaenyra and Daemon? Does it shift once the gauntlet is thrown down at the end of this episode where she's now the successor?
Yeah, I think ultimately Daemon and Rhaenyra's relationship is about power, and that's where it's really interesting because we see the way that she asserts her power, he is questioned as heir, and then the way that he gets back at her in like there's just like very subtle little jabs where they're both trying to one-up each other, and it's a very unspoken relationship, which is what makes it kind of so exciting to play.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
You're playing the younger version of this character. What kind of queen do you think that she would grow up to be?
I don't even know what happens. I haven't read all the scripts.
Yeah.
I wasn't given them.
Yeah.
But I think she would be
Hypothesis.
I think a very empathetic queen. I think she would be someone who would really be willing to do the wrong thing to make the right choice.
So your character seems like a little bit of a mystery. What can you tell me about your character?
I can tell you that he has an alliterative name.
Much like yourself.
Much like myself.
Look at
so much.
you.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to get that.
It's okay.
He is of Dornish descent, and the only Dornish character we meet in the first episode. So I think that plays a massive part in sort of like watching the original show and the way that the Dornish characters were looked upon and spoken about. So I think he's an outsider from the get-go, and I think that gives him something.
Seems like a little bit of a badass.
Yeah, he is a bit of a badass actually.
He's an underdog.
Yeah, he's a bit of an underdog, and I think like especially when you've got characters like Daemon Targaryen and those guys who are all sort of loud and outspoken, and you've got someone who's quite quiet and his actions speak for him rather than like his he's not an eloquent man in the same way that some of the other characters are because of their upbringings.
So how familiar with the original series were you guys?
I hadn't watched it until I booked it. I hadn't seen it.
I love the original show.
When you met with the team, were you like, guys, whatever we do, we've got to stick the landing.
Yeah.
Better than the last episode of the original series.
The original series was amazing, and I think that we'll be lucky if we even touch the surface of sort of how great their show was.
Yeah. Knowing like how passionate fans were about that first series, are you guys ready for that level of passion to follow you into your lives?
Not at all.
Definitely not.
Nope.
And
completely underprepared.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed and underprepared.
Underprepared.
Basically.
Yeah.
Is it a surreal moment when you find yourself, standing on one of these sets in the full costume where you're like, this is it, man. This is like, I'm doing this. We're doing a Game of Thrones show.
It was pretty surreal for us.
Yeah.
We definitely, on our first, we met up for a walk and many drinks.
We're just both geeked out.
We were kind of like, wow, we're in Game of Thrones.
This is kind of weird.
Crazy.
It's hard to, at points, sometimes enjoy it because it's just like happening in front of you and it's so overwhelming. But I don't know, I'm just kind of reminding myself that it could never get better than this, so just enjoy it.
Yeah, pinch yourself.
Your family has dragons.
There are power men should never have trifled with.
If either of you, both of you, had your own personal dragon, what would you name your dragon?
Zoro.
Zoro.
That's a cool name.
Zoro. Yeah, because Zoro, my brother and I's favorite film ever is The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, cool.
So I would call my dragon Zoro. Really?
Ooh, Gilbert.